That's where we're going. If you start thinking laterally as marketers and use the tools, that's where you'll be able to rather than think of, oh, no, it's going to replace us. No, we use it to our advantage. We use the skills we've already got, the knowledge we've got. We just apply these tools the way we want to use them.
Yeah. You know who it is. 3 gurus on the mic, no matter where you live. Turning up the volume, ignite the light. Curry cheese and Vegemite. We're bringing you the ads that'll ignite. Tips and tricks to get it right. Every week we take flight.
Anyone got anything about AI they want to talk about?
Ooh, gaslighting AI has been my favorite thing ever.
Gaslighting it?
Gaslighting it. You can ask it a question and then just be like, okay, do better. And it will continue to dig in and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and go even like as deep as it possibly can into it until it can't figure it out anymore. Like it'll be like, this is the best I can do. But and then you'll be like, do better. You can do better. It'll go and find out more stuff for you, or it'll make it better.
All right, I'm going to throw you a softball here, Usama. What's a particular tool you've discovered quite recently that you're thinking is amazing?
I'm using Sora, and then the one you gave me yesterday.
What's that one?
Oh, who the hell is calling me?
Sora is a video making platform that makes 5-second videos from ChatGPT. Don't worry, Usama, it's probably just a Google rep.
I was leaning more towards the Google one, Usama.
Oh my God, guys. I'm in love with Gemini Advanced Research. You could get it to do anything, research anything. Instead of sitting here for hours researching a topic, just be like, go research this, and it will find everything you need to know on it, and then just go ahead and ask it questions. I think the last one I did was I was just curious. I got it to look into service-based businesses and just like their earning potentials and blah, blah, blah. And it built me out a table, built me out industry trends and everything. I was like, amazing. Amazing.
So just to explain what Usama is talking about, Google has its own AI called Gemini. And Gemini has a thing called a Google AI Studio, which is free. Everyone can use it. However, if you subscribe to Gemini, they have a thing called Advanced Deep Research. And it is phenomenal. It's we'll put the link in the description below, but you can get a 30-day trial and you can ask it a question, and what it's doing is Google is then going to use its index to research everything about that topic. Now, what it will do is you can ask it a question. It'll come back and say, here's my plan. It will come back and give you a plan. And then you can go in and edit that plan and say, oh, or can you don't do this, but do this. And what it does is it will go through and use its whole index and find information about that topic that you want to research. Now, moving forward over the next couple of weeks, I've been using it quite extensively, so has Usama, but I've been monitoring, I've been testing using different types of prompts. Generally, the way that I use large language models, and especially with ChatGPT and Claude, I'll create some custom instructions and I'll use Markdown. Now, Markdown is a type of code. It's like HTML, but it's code that large language models can understand. I find that if I'm getting a massively big, long prompt that I might use with other AI or with assistants or with agents, Gemini Advanced Deep Research doesn't use it that well. It's really good at really simple, basic questions.
Yep.
And then I'm also, what I then finish with is don't hallucinate, don't make up facts, only state real information that you have researched. And I've found the quality in the output from that has been so good. Really, really good. Just with finishing off that, just by saying don't hallucinate, don't make things up, because AI and large language models have been historically bad in just hallucinating. Now, they're getting better, but yeah, for those that haven't used deep research, oh my God, it will change your life.
That's the same advice you give me before every episode, is to not hallucinate or make things up.
Yeah, it's usually because you're taking those mushrooms before each meal.
Ayahuasca, actually.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah,
Look at you
every
go.
single episode.
Dropping big words.
Right? Nice.
Oh, you know what though? You know, you thought the episode was going to end, but as you heard, I jumped in to talk about how I've been playing around with OpenAI's video generation. Usama was playing around with it too.
Sora.
Sora. I was making some stuff for my personal brand, and the videos are pretty hilarious. I'll talk about what I noticed with it. Getting them to hand people things doesn't seem to work. I asked for a Miami Vice style briefcase passing with my brand's logo on there. And the briefcase just kind of flew into oblivion. And some weird things happened. And I'll show the guys after this. And if you message me privately, I can also show you.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I think there's some work to be done. But it's really exciting to think that we might not need to go through all this production and everything to create really, really good content. I mean, at this point, there is a big watermark in the bottom right corner. You can only generate videos up to 5 seconds. You could string different videos together. But yeah, depending on what it is, it could clearly be easy to tell that it's AI. Or if you're crafty, you might be able to make something that could serve, you know, if you can't get a hold of your clients and you just need to get something out there quickly. If you have a little bit of design knowledge, you could combine the two and you're set.
Yes, so that's Sora, and Google has its own model called VO2.
Ooh, I can't wait for that one.
Yes. Now, no, that's been limited to a handful of people that have been using it, and they've been testing Sora beside VO2, and about 8 times out of 10, VO2, which is Google's model, which is built on DeepMind, is better. Now, what that means is Google's going to be rolling this inside YouTube and YouTube Studio. So we'll be able to create, and when you think of it from a marketing perspective, we'll be able to create, I would say later this year, via a prompt, video on products that we want to be in a certain situation. So think of it in terms of, we've got a product, we're promoting a product, and we know that there's some certain keywords or a use case or a USP of a product. We can simply grab a prompt, and then we can grab some creative of the product, put it in situ in the video, and VO will be able to create that product in that situation, and we can use that as promotional videos. That is coming. That's where Google's heading towards. There's already, through another product that's available, that you can just say you're selling merch, you're selling clothing, you're a clothing brand. You can grab your products, might be a top, it might be a hat, whatever it is. You can grab that just with a white background or transparent background, create the model, and then using AI, put the image, whether it's a shirt, it might be a bottom, on a model, and have it animated. And you can do that right now. Imagine what it's going to be like later on in the year. This is the worst it's ever going to get. So us as marketers, instead of asking clients to say, hey, we need creative, we can make our own with these models. We just got to come up with the concept, the situation, and the AI models. So VO2, which is Google, it can create a still and we can create a still. Let's say, for argument's sake, we know that there's going to be, say, 5 or 6 images, and we can create a timeline of those 5 or 6 images, and then the AI will animate all the steps towards those images. That's pretty cool. Well, but that's where, as marketers, we won't have to wait for clients to give us creative. We can just make it.
That's gonna be crazy though.
And then you know what the best part about it is? When they give feedback, you just copy and paste it.
Yeah, that's true. Colby,
When you
thinking
get
out the box
when you get feedback, what do you mean by when you get feedback?
from the client.
Well, clients are prone to have feedback.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. So when they say, "Oh, I don't want that. I want that blue," then
they want the logo bigger.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
You make that logo huge.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very for us as marketers. We won't have to sit there and wait for the client to give us creative. Not only that, think of it like this: we've now got a tool. Google is playing all these things forward for their marketing, because that's how Google makes money, is through their paid marketing.
Mhm.
And so, they've got all this data. So they've got this deep research tool, right? So you think of it in terms of, I've got a deep research tool. You do a deep research on a brand, find USPs, find the ideal customer, and then you can start communicating and say, okay, well, if I want to create a YouTube video campaign on this product with this research you've done, what's the best situation that I should present this thing or this service, blah, blah, blah. It then comes up and gives you all the examples. So you grab the examples and say, now make me videos on it. So that's this deep research tool. Is you start playing things forward. It's you're doing the research. It's giving you the ideas. You grab the ideas, put them into Google's tools. There's your creative, and then you start running ads.
Is it making you think though? As you're talking about that though, it makes me think: is there going to be a day where natively in Google's platform, it's just going to do all of that?
That'll be interesting.
Well,
right? Because sometimes there's a feeling like they're pushing the marketers out.
It's already doing it.
Agencies,
creating its own videos, but they're terrible. That's eventually what it's going to be getting towards. It will create the videos, but from a creative perspective, if you're thinking laterally, going, okay, well, you're looking at a whole heap of keywords, and like think of in terms of a performance max campaigns, a search campaign, a shopping campaign with all your converting search terms. So there's your converting search terms. You might have 5 or 6 keywords. They're your best ones, right? Now put that into your deep research. Here's my brand. Here's these converting keywords. How can I make creative that ties in these keywords around this brand, and then now give me 5 different scenarios or use cases or situations around these keywords, and there's your different creative, and then away you go. And then you start using your custom segments for your targeting on YouTube, or that's where we're going. If you start thinking laterally as marketers and use the tools, that's where you'll be able to rather than think of, oh, no, it's going to replace us. No, we use it to our advantage. We use the skills we've already got, the knowledge we've got. We just apply these tools the way we want to use them.
And you can say it's not going to replace me, because you'll be just trying to do all the things that you can't do with these tools. And Glenn, help the cynic in me, because there's a piece of me that thinks, okay, so if you're like us or the listeners, ideally what you really want to do is pay close attention to these tools and try to master them, so you can have like a dialed in process, so you can do all of this in the next few years. And then I think there's going to be a point where your run-of-the-mill person's going to start using this more often. I think there's big opportunity in being an early adopter to this.
100%. It's all about know they exist. 2, know how to use them. But you still gotta have a marketing knowledge. You still gotta have a concept or a framework of marketing, and that includes identifying brand unique selling propositions, ad copy, influence. Those things are still highly relevant. What is going to influence? Thing is, though, the large language models, they're going to help us along the way. What are the best? What are the most influential? You can create agents around the best ad copywriters in the world, use their techniques, and get them to create ad copy around their certain style. So to give you an example, in our mastermind, we were talking about the Perry Marshall's Swiss Army knife. Now, the Swiss Army knife is it's a concept of 16 different blades or different types of emotions in ad copy. Now, if you were to try and remember all 16 blades or concepts of ad copy, you would have to sit there and go, oh my God, how do I do this? But now I've built an agent that has all of the framework, and then I can put in a landing page and some copy or what have you, and say, using the Swiss Army knife methodologies, create me all ad copy around the 16 blades. That's what we can do now. So we use AI to help us create better copy using different types of concepts. Now you take that one step further, using video tools and image tools, using ad copy that, you know, here's my ad copy, using these things, create me imagery and video around these, you know, say the 16 blades of the Swiss Army knife.
Mm-hmm. And you just gave me this thought. It's related but not related. As much as we think we're going to get phased out, it's totally true. If you're in this, you're living and breathing this, you're going to have a leg up, just exactly how you referenced the Perry Marshall Swiss Army knife. You're giving the right information to make ChatGPT better, rather than just some dude who's just like, hey, make me some ad copy.
That's right. Yeah, you got to give it some context.
So we're safe for like 5 years, and then
we're safe for 5 years. Yeah, but yeah, ignore all of this at your peril. That's my advice.
Yeah, and say please and thank you, or the robots, you know, maybe they'll be nicer on us when we're.
That's right. Yes.
Make sure you buy them. I'm trying
What?
to think what robots would like. I'm trying to think what robots would like, and I'm like, I don't even know, man.
I'll buy you some.
Maybe it's a good spot to end. Yeah.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
And we're closing out with the thing.
That was horrible. Colby's the only guy. Colby, do the thumb. Separated, but
No thumb. Look at my thumb.
3 experts, 1 mic, and 1 million views, bringing you the news you can really use. From Pakistan to Canada to Aussie land, we connect the world with a master plan. So plug in, subscribe, don't miss the show. Curry, cheese, and Vegemite, let the knowledge flow. Google Ads secrets we unveil and write. Every week we're live, come join the flight.